Okay, also, people in India are really tracking a lot of health metrics using Whoop these days. And there are like some other health trackers as well.
Yeah.
So I was just making a list of everything that they track. And I was hoping you can tell us what those numbers or what those metrics mean and how should people look at it, right?
Yeah.
So it's heart rate variability, resting heart rate, respiratory rate, skin temperature, blood oxygen level, heart rate zones. Yeah, those are like the major ones. What do these mean? How should people interpret the data?
Okay, good question. So, a lot of people are using Whoop or Oura rings, right? And I've tried both. To an extent, I feel like the amount of health data we're getting is fascinating because we are, as a generation, collecting so much data on our health regularly and consistently, which is going to be very useful long term. The problem comes in when people, over medicalize this data, right? Because yes, it's giving you a lot of info on your health, but it's not giving you the full picture. For that, you need to go get blood tests. So you need a medical professional to come and actually examine you and check you out. So the danger comes in when you think you're doing enough testing wise and you're not, or you're over diagnosing and becoming a little bit of a hypochondriac by paying too much attention to tiny things that may not matter in the long term, right? So it's all about balance. Track a good amount of your health. Don't become obsessive, you know?
So, would you want to explain to the audience what these
Yeah.
things mean? Like, what is heart rate variability? Why
Yeah.
is it important to measure?
So, heart rate variability is basically kind of the space between your heartbeats, right?
Okay.
And it's very everyone has a different normal range. It's not something you're supposed to compare between people that much, right? And it can be a sign, if it kind of goes up and down depending on how much you've exercised, how stressed you are, how your body is recovering after you've been drinking a lot the night before, or a lot of things are, affected by how you're behaving day to day, which your Whoop or your Oura is catching. So that's the interesting thing, is that these things are changing on a day-to-day basis in a way that it's giving you data that you're not getting from a blood test that's
Yeah.
every 4 months or every 6 months. So that's very interesting. I'd say what's useful about this is in the long term if there's changes in it, right? So day to day, if you have a one day where heart rate variability is higher than normal or lower than normal, there's not a lot that's going to tell you. It's may just be a consequence of how you've treated your body in the last one day,
Right.
which could just be alcohol usage, exercise, stress, whatever it may be. Where it becomes useful is after a period of months, if you're noticing a change up or down in one of these key metrics, then you can actually take that data to someone and say, hey, I'm not at my normal baseline. Maybe I need some more testing.
Okay. And you would
Yeah.
say that's the same whether it's resting heart rate.
Yeah, I think it comes down to pattern recognition with all this data. It's not about like, oh, my recovery score is so low today. You know your recovery is low because you slept for 4 hours or you went out last night.
You don't need a Whoop to tell you
You
that,
don't
right?
need anything to tell you that,
Yeah.
right? Even if you didn't have that band on, your body knows it's not quite at its best.
Yeah.
So I think positives about these things were being, maybe if you wear a wearable, you're actually going to make that effort to sleep more that night so that your score is better the next morning. It's a psychological thing, So it does help you by tracking health a bit to actually monitor it and make an effort with it.